and caves and burial mounds, all entrances to the other world through the sea. This one has a cave on a hill.
Between 10,000 and 8,000 BC, the ice began to melt from the last ice age, allowing the first human settlers to begin to hunt and gather to appear. And it is around this time that people began to leave a more permanent mark on the land, building earthen structures to house their dead. And this very quickly escalated them building one of the most impressive stone structures, which is older than the pyramids of Giza, and that is New Grange. Stone monuments can be found all across Ireland, and many of them date from the Neolithic period. In fact, there are over 1,000 known tombs and 300 plus stone circles still standing in Ireland today. The story of Ireland is a story of migrations and invasions. The story is sometimes debated and is often painted in a mythological lens. However, this is the commonly accepted migrational order. I definitely want to apologize, the Lachin, and finally, the Milesians. Mythologically, it is said that the Milesians came in contact with the original Irish gods, the Tuatha De Danann, and they struck a deal with them that the Milesians shall rule the earth above the ground, and the Tuatha shall rule the realm below the earth. This would not last very long, as Ireland was converted to Christianity in around the 4th and the 5th century, much of this recorded in the stories of St. Patrick. It was also around this time that Ireland was...
No, St. Patrick was not, he wasn't Irish. I'm not messing, you can check it out, that's fact. He wasn't Irish, St. Patrick. He was Welsh.
Of Ireland going forward. And those kingdoms were Ulster, Meath, Leinster, Munster, and Connacht. That happened during this time is that occasionally a High King of Ireland would be elected. One of the first times this was actually done is when the Vikings and the Druids also played a surprisingly interesting impact in Irish history. Many of these Druids converted into Christianity and became monks, which added a very interesting and unique touch to the church that was established here in Ireland that was often in conflict with the Roman Catholic Church. The invading Vikings would last until around the 11th century when the Irish would finally repel them out. And it was only a very short rest period before Ireland was once again invaded by one of the descendants, changing Ireland once again forever. In 1541, Ireland would remain under the control of England until 1921, when part of Ireland would regain.
I mean, that was when all the Irish went to the US and that. A lot of them were taken as slaves and shit as well. Actually, I done a video about that. I'll link in the link at the end of the video.
During the independence movement, Ireland has not found much peace, as the northern part of the country still remains under the control of Great Britain. And this has led to many political and cultural divides among the people of Ireland still to this day. Ireland's history is long, dark, complicated, but the spirit of the people and echoes of the past can still be seen in Ireland today. Now, from my research and my explorations into ancient history, the history of Ireland is not too drastically different as far as timelines. You know, we had the hunter-gatherer period, we had the Neolithic period, we had the early farmer period, we had the, monument builders, and then we had the Bronze Age, the warring cultures, and then Christianization. This is pretty common story, sadly, across most of Europe. However, what makes Ireland so unique is the fact that the ancient history of the monument builders was, and the burial passage grave builders as well, was incorporated into the mythos of the Tuatha De Danann. Their mythology was incorporated into the ancient history of this land, and that's not really something we see as directly in the mythologies such as the Norse.
The folklore and mythology is so, you don't need to dig for it here.
No,
it's everywhere, and it's so just enmeshed in culture and society here that driving down the road, you'll see a field, and then like for crops, and then all of a sudden a tree or two in the middle of the field. You're like, why didn't they cut that down? Because it's a fairy home. The people just every single square footage for crops.
Driving through Ireland it's a lot of farms. So the people here would have been very, very focused on the agriculture. Because, it just seems like it's really good growing land. There's lots of big, giant swaths of land. And obviously had trees on it at some point. But then it rains here all the time. So as far as the thing to grow, this place was probably great. And that's why it was so sought after. And the people would have been very tied to that agricultural lifestyle.
It's called the Emerald Isle for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is very green and gray.
Yeah.
It should have been called the Grey Isle.
Yeah. Whole sense of Irish hospitality is a thing. Absolutely. And it's an ancient thing. It was one of the old Brehon laws was hospitality, that it used to be if a stranger night as like, yeah, you are commissioned by the king to be a place for travel, as you had to always have 3 different meats available for consumption.
I feel like you're making this up.
I'm not making it up. My 3 animals a day is.
I love how you have to specify animals.
Yeah.
Not meat.
Animals. Yeah, 3 different animals a day. Don't always have to do it, but it's always a good day when I do. Then I discovered the Brewy voiceover for proper pronunciation.
You think I'm going to voice over you? Oh, there's a ring port right here.
Ooh.
On our first day, we had driven for nearly 2 hours to reach this area of Ireland that was famous for its role in the story of the Táin, a story of conflict between the people of Connacht and the people of Ulster. The story contains many mythological heroes and gods, but what we can still see today with our own eyes is the remains of many hill forts dotted across the country. Forts look nothing more than hills today. However, they still do bear the memory of conflict that took place over the beautiful green hills of this Irish soil. So what are you expecting for Ali Nagat, or whatever this is, Nagat?
If you're watching this video and you don't see me afterwards, it's because I was drawn deeper and deeper into the cave, and I went to the other world.
This is a deep cave,
yeah.
It looks like, and it's very narrow. Last night, he actually made me for the if you see me go deeper, stop.
Yes.
You get what, 3 feet in? Like 3 steps?
Yeah, and then there's the Ogham.
Oh yeah, there's the Ogham, but then you said you only wanted to take like 3 steps.
Yeah, maybe let's go to like 2 meters in.
2 meters. Okay, now it's 2 meters.
Yeah. By the time we get there, it'll be 5 meters. Yeah, but yeah, there's just something absolutely incredible that just draws you in.
I think
in case I haven't said it in this video so far, really make sure you subscribe to the series, because the series is going to be between 8 and 10 episodes or something like that at this point. Each episode is going to feature different locations across Ireland, topics, different bits of information to really capture this identity of Spirit of Ireland. So make sure that you subscribe to this and keep up to date, because as soon as this is done editing, which is going to take forever, as soon as it's going to release like one after the other. So it's going to be this huge series. I hope you enjoy it. Kevin, thank you so much for joining me for
absolutely.
Looking forward to see what happens.
Krogan, yeah.
So yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff to see. So now let's go ahead and head into Ali Nagat and see what's happening with this. And you can take this break to go down below and say you horribly mispronounced that. We know.
Yes.
We're trying. But wow.
And just because we're meeting with an Irish language teacher tomorrow does not mean it's going to be better.
So we were just walking around, and the sign's right here. We were thinking, where is it? And we turned around, and there it is. It is just a hole in the ground. That's it. And something I forgot to mention for the cat lovers out there is this is also, the name translates to the Cave of the Cats, associated with Morrigan. And the legend around it is the legend says that this is the first one into hell. Wow. As we explore Owen Nagat, here is a bit of the folklore behind the aptly applied names of the gates of hell. The Irish hero Nera saw a vision that led him to a cave where he was captured by the fairies and lived inside for some time. While captured, he took himself a fairy wife. His fairy wife told him that his visions were of destruction with his fairy wife. The cave has also many mythology, and due to his associations with the story of Nera and the Samhain festival, it is often called the birthplace of Halloween. There is also an Ogham inscription in the cave that mentions the name of the very queen in the story surrounding this amazing historical landmark. As you can see, it's pretty tight, but we are in it right now. The gate to hell in Ireland. Oh, there's that's nice. There we go. So here we have the Ogham inscriptions.
I've never been to it. So.
See if you can shine a light down that way.
Oh, down here?
Oh my gosh. Ooh, it goes down.
Yeah, I'd go all the way down.
Yeah, just right there.
Like. Morrigan's cave. on the cave of cats or something. They said as well.
And this will be the last recorded footage of Kevin the world will ever see.
The Morrigan cave, right?
You going down that way at all?
I'm good.
What part of Ireland it was
I'm in the entrance.
Yeah.
I have a fear of being underground.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so this is already a lot for me. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah. So what do you feel? Do you feel anything?
Like you, I'm not a big cave person.
I
I'm
went
not
all the way.
really claustrophobic on land, but like underground, I get that way.
Yeah.
But there is part of me that just wants to keep going further in.
It's big.
But you can definitely, now that seeing it goes down, I think that's definitely where it feels like the gate to hell, to the underworld.
Yeah.
Is it just keeps going down.
It's much
Yeah, I think with the added, I mean, if this was just a hole in the ground, it would be like, it's just a hole in the ground. There's the fact that it's tied to the Morrigan. It's tied to cats. It's got Ohm inscriptions in there. It's got this great legend behind it.
Yeah, it's tied to Queen Maeve.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, so much of the landscape and the places are connected to names in the stories.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the inscriptions on the Ohm here is of Maeve.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's instantly connectable to the history and the mythology. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah. So something we're doing here as well is because, you know, with the content here and us both being pagan, is reaching out to the other side, not just appreciating history, but becoming a part of it as well. And so we came out of the cave and we were thinking, what should we do? We should give an offering, because if you think about it, we just entered into the lower realm, a place where a hero went into to find a death tied to cats. And so the fact that we were able to go into the entrance and then come out of it alive, you know, we should give an offering of thanks and gratitude for being allowed to enter into the other side. And so we have milk with a little sweet chili
sauce for a little spiciness, because it's Morrigan.
And then I have a more traditional milk, is very traditional, and then I just have some honey. So we're just going to offer it on the outside here, and just be grateful and acknowledge the presence of the spirit here, which I think is just a way for us to, again, reach out a little bit deeper and connect to those energies in place. With the journey through the gates of hell behind us, where we find ourselves some food and rest to prepare for the next adventure across Ireland. Coming up in the next episode, I share with you more about the fairies of Ireland and introduce you to the first of our road trip interviewees, who shares his perspective of the hidden folk and why he believes in them still today.
Another one. Hope you enjoyed that, guys.